So this year I had a little bit of an existential crisis. I was walking around September and felt a little broke. I didn't quite know why I was kind of feeling that way until I realized that I had taken 2 long trips to Halifax. My daughter just moved to Halifax to go to school, so I took my Ram 1500, 2019 Ram 1500, took a couple trips to Halifax, moved some furniture around, and kind of got her set up. Hadn't thought about it really. I mean, I knew I was going to burn some fuel, but I didn't realize that when I sat down and calculated it all out, I was going to have burned $900 worth of gasoline in the month of September. That was eye-opening. Caused me to sit down and look at where I was spending my money, and calculated out my monthly average for the year, and kind of figured out that I'd spent on average $497 a month on gasoline. It was a bit eye-opening, and I thought, no, there's got to be another alternative to this. I'm taking a major portion of my fuel, or of my paycheck, and dumping it into the fuel tank of my truck. Don't get me wrong, truck served me well, loved the truck, but the reality was, when I looked at my situation, I really wasn't using it as a truck 99% of the time. Yes, it was convenient for the odd trip to dump and the sort of once-in-a-lifetime move. The reason I had originally bought the truck or wanted a truck was that at one point I was towing a boat. I had a few things to tow and kind of needed the tow capacity. That boat's gone. I've upgraded. I don't have a towable boat anymore, and therefore I don't really need a truck to tow it. So looked at some options. Thought maybe I'll keep the truck. Maybe what I'll do is upgrade, or not upgrade, but get another small car, get a used small car. Started looking at the number of liters per 100 kilometers and doing some calculations. I thought what I'd like to do is replace the budget of the fuel that I was spending in the truck, basically $500 a month, and replacing that with a car payment and lower fuel bills. So looked at all those options and did my calculations, looked at a few vehicles, and really at the end of the day, that wasn't realistic. I couldn't get a used vehicle and pay for fuel at an average of, say, let's say 8 liters per 100 kilometers. So I thought, well, maybe a new vehicle. No, that wasn't really possible either. And I really couldn't square that circle. Kind of thought I might want to keep the truck and buy that small vehicle, but that really wasn't in the cards, especially not for that $500 fuel bill. So then I thought, well, what are my other options? Electric vehicles. They get about the equivalent of 2.5 liters per 100 kilometer. So when I ran those numbers through my trusty little spreadsheet, that worked out pretty well. I actually could technically afford to get an EV, a used EV perhaps, and have fuel and electricity and car payment all wrapped up into one. So started looking online. Electric vehicles are more rare in Cape Breton, I guess, especially, maybe used Teslas. I was looking at a used Tesla. Maybe something in the ballpark or vicinity of maybe a 2020, something 5 years old or 6 years old. And although I could find that there were 2020 Teslas out there with reasonable mileage for about $20,000, and the fuel economy all worked out, and technically the payment worked out, there weren't a lot available in my area. Some of you may have seen Clutch. I went down the Clutch thing, and I was very close. I was one button away from pushing and ordering a Tesla from Montreal, with a delivery fee of $400 or $500, and having it arrive at my doorstep. But although they had a 10-day money-back guarantee, it wasn't the most comfortable thing for me to buy a car sight unseen. So I kind of closed that app. I hesitated on pushing that button, and then Facebook popped up, and there was an announcement there that General Motors had 0% interest on brand new EVs, 2025 EVs, and the result of which you see behind me here. So this is my first week with the 2025 Chevy Equinox EV. I'm just about a week in, and learned a lot of stuff, and I thought what I might do is document this process and kind of show what it's like to own an electric vehicle in Cape Breton. I started a page actually on Facebook, Electric Vehicles Cape Breton, so if you're watching this video, you might be interested in maybe liking that page and passing it on. I'm going to be documenting the whole process and letting you know what it's like to own an electric vehicle and run an electric vehicle. So far, I'm actually pretty happy, and I hope that continues, but I'm going to give a realistic view. I'm trying not to be a fanboy. It's nice getting a new car. I'm upgrading from a 2019 truck, so I'm getting all the electric doodads and bells and whistles that you're going to get in a modern car, whether it's an EV or a gas-powered vehicle. I'm a little overwhelmed by all of the buttons and features and touchscreens and all the electrics that are there. I'm not a technophobe, but I do find when you're driving, there's a lot happening on screens that wasn't just plain old available before. So a bit of an upgrade there too. So we're going to take a bit of a journey. I'm going to go on a few drives. I'm going to be letting you know what it's like and giving you an insight into how things work with an electric vehicle. I'm on the roadside here, just outside Boysdale. You can see the Bredor Lake in the background and my EV. So hopefully you'll stay tuned. Hopefully you'll follow me, and it may help you decide if perhaps an EV is in your future at all in Cape Breton Island.